On this week's podcast, we discuss whether having a TV in the bedroom really kills your sex life or not.
Especially in your room.
Oh, yeah.
You think you were having a threesome. Bloody hell.
Maya tells us the TV show she is obsessed with right now.
It's like horrible
Horrible
history.
History.
Yeah, it's like horrible history, but a grown-up version.
Yeah. We chat about the divisive return of skinny jeans.
Skinny jeans are back.
Oh.
And we also answer some of your juicy dilemmas you sent in.
I mean, I don't know much about thruples, but I feel like it goes from a throuple relationship into a does she just want to be with someone else territory.
Yeah.
So don't miss it. It's a really good one. Welcome to the SheerLuxe team podcast with me, Polly Sayer. This week, I'm joined by Maya Luckie and Hodge, like Beyonce and Cheryl. Just one name. Nice to see you both.
Nice to see you, babe.
Before we kick off properly, please do subscribe to the podcast, rate us. It just really helps us, doesn't it? We really want to kind of push this podcast out and reach more people, and a little review and a subscribe really does help us. We have been listening to you guys' comments and you'd like to know what we're wearing. So let's start with that. Hodge, you're looking very regal today.
I know. I
said the
feel
same.
very Henry VIII era.
Yeah, like Henry VIII,
Yeah.
if he were like a sleigh.
Yeah. If Henry
Lady.
VIII was a slave fashion queen.
Yeah.
In Burgundy.
In Burgundy, the colour of the season. It's really cool. Where is everything from?
So the shirt is from Label Edition, which is a Spanish brand, which I found a couple of years ago and I love, and the quality is so good. And I thought this is quite of the season, of the moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the jeans are from Dish, like a barrel shape but dark denim.
I like a dark denim.
Yeah.
Like, I never thought I would see the day where I'd be into an indigo again because I was so like bleached for so
really?
long. But like, yeah, I'm all in for a dark denim.
Yeah, I
now.
feel it's like smarter for work.
Yeah, definitely.
And then my shoes are Zara.
They're really
Hey!
nice.
Yeah.
You're so good at finding like
Yeah.
good footwear on the high street.
Are they new?
No, like last September.
Because they are good.
And what about your earrings?
These are Soru, which I wear to death. I feel people must be like, oh my God, she's got those earrings in again. But they're so handy and they're so light.
Are they?
Oh, it's so light.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
They look
I
heavy.
could wear them for 2 weeks.
Really?
That's a shout. Eyebrows.
That's my trouble is earrings that are too heavy.
Like a charity challenge. I wear some earrings for 2 weeks.
Sponsor Hodge. Fashion charity challenge.
Honestly,
God.
they are so
I think that's such a great idea. Maya, I really love the clots. Where are they from?
Thank you. This isn't a very me outfit, but I'm trying something new.
Is it not?
No, not a long short.
Well, I suppose, yeah, I've not seen you in a long short before, but I feel like
I
the
like
boots
it.
are
I know,
really
I
cool.
love it that it's tailored.
Yeah, it's cool. I put it on this morning, and just before I was leaving the house, Callum went, you just open your coat a minute. And I was like, he was like,
No.
someone's cut the bottom of your trousers off. Did you know that you've not got the bottom of your trousers on? And I was like, oh, well done, Dad. Like, great joke.
I feel like men don't understand
No.
things like long shorts. They're just like, why not just make them shorter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or make them trousers?
Exactly. When I
Yeah.
ordered this, I knew he'd hate them. But anyway, I love them. They're from Hush. Actually, the whole middle part of my outfit is Hush. Boots, shorts, and jumper.
Hush are having a moment.
Yeah, they've got some really
Yeah.
cool bits. And then
Yeah.
this is H&M.
Really nice.
Yeah, so nice. I've got one like that from Mango, but from last year.
It's like a good midweight sort of thing for this time of year
Yeah.
where it's not
Yeah.
cold enough yet for proper coats, but you want like a long jacket to layer over outfits.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
What about you, Pols?
Well, I'm wearing my De Savary suede blazer, which I can't get enough of at the moment. I just absolutely love it. And I'm wearing a black t-shirt underneath from Cezanne, I think it's quite an old one. Little belt from Black and Brown. These trousers are like 2 years old, maybe from Marcella London. And I just got some new trainers. Some Asics Gel Cayano.
Wow, are
14s.
these like the new trainer of the season? I'm
gonna
really
say-
behind. If
I
that's
don't know
the
if they
case.
are. I've been through like 2 pairs of Nike V2Ks, but I've just worn them out, and I feel like it's I want to try something a bit different. It's the same sort of like style, like dad style, but I just was like, yeah, I don't know if I can justify a 3rd pair of the same trainers.
Yeah.
But we'll
I
see.
love them. They're so chunky.
They're
Yeah, they look good on you.
Chunky, okay. Yeah, they are quite chunky. But I feel like with a pair of tailored trousers, I like that look. You know,
Yeah.
it's like smart and then a bit more cash.
Yeah.
So yeah, That's my outfit, and I'm a bit hot in it, to be honest. Today's weirdly warm.
I know.
I'm also quite warm in mine sat here, to be honest, but I can't take it off because it's part of the look. So.
The things we do for fashion.
I think Hodge was like, "Are you cold?"
Like,
And I
I'm
was
sweating.
No, I'm sweating, but it's part of my outfit. Right, let's talk about some new and noteworthy things we're loving. Maya, what have you got for me?
I've actually got one thing, and it's a TV series that I'm watching on Netflix called Kaos.
Yes, I've
Okay.
been meaning to watch it. It's Greek mythology, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's a comedy. It's Greek mythology, but based in like modern times. So basically, the gods are all with the normal people.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But Zeus still controls everything, and it's really funny because it just like uncovers all the Greek. Well, I don't know much about Greek mythology, but you get to know all the characters, but in a really hilarious way. Like it just takes the mick out of every single one, but in I don't know. It's like horrible. It's like horrible
history.
Yeah, it's
I
like
don't
horrible
remember
history, but a
that.
grown-up version.
Yeah.
That's how you should. That's how it's best described.
And is it like, so does an episode focus on a different character, or is it sort of all intertwined?
They sort of like intertwine quite a lot. Yeah, you have to follow it.
And is it like a half an hour, or is it an hour?
No, I don't think they're that long. I mean, I
Okay.
never really recall the length of episodes.
Because I sort of am like, you know, sometimes if we're lazy, we'll eat dinner watching something.
Right.
But if that was the case, it would be like a half an hour show.
Yeah, I think this you could probably do that with.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's just really lighthearted and fun. You don't necessarily have to pay so much attention.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really good.
James is obsessed with Greek mythology.
Oh, what, like
when
in a-
in like a
In a serious, like, man way.
well,
In like a Roman Empire.
it's
Yeah,
like one of
yeah.
his like hot
or his
topics.
Greek Empire thing.
Like, you know, like
Is
if he
he,
went on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
No way. He actually
he'd be
knows
good
it.
at
You know
that
that,
chat.
really? Has he read all the Stephen Fry books about?
Yeah, read the Stephen Fry books.
Yeah.
So when we were having our first child, we didn't know it was a boy, but he really wanted the middle name to be a Greek name. So he's Zach, and his middle name is Odysseus.
Oh my god!
God,
stop!
that's bougie.
That's a cool middle name.
But I was like, and James was like, please, it would just mean so much. And I was like, babe, it's really extra. And he was like, no, like, who uses a middle name? And I was like, okay, Zach doesn't know how to spell it.
Oh, I feel like when he's older, he needs to like make that his first
I know.
name.
I don't know whether to like nickname him like Odie.
Odie, that's cool.
That's cool, actually, isn't it?
I
I'm into
know.
it.
Because like out of my 3 children, is the name I'd change.
Oh,
Really?
What,
Yeah,
Zach?
yeah.
so
Well,
they
like,
might.
I love it, but there's so many. When I named him,
Right.
there were no Zach.
It's so hard these days, though, isn't it, to name your kid something that, like, I don't know,
I
other people
know.
haven't. I don't know. But you don't want to go, like, well, I don't know, some people do. You don't want to go too edgy, because then it's just like, what? Sorry, what was that name?
Yeah.
But then, like, you know, lots of nice names, people call their kid that. So it's hard.
It's really hard.
I've
I would
got
go, when you have children, go something that is like quite stands out.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good tips.
Stands out.
So
Yeah.
original, unique.
Yeah, original, but not too crazy, but like something a bit like, what about Inigo for boy?
Indigo, as in with no D.
Yeah.
That'll cause problems.
So
like indigo, but without a D.
yeah, I
That's-
feel like
they'll have to say that for the rest of
you
their
just
lives.
end up like explaining that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were in Cornwall this weekend, and I saw on a road sign there was a place called Zella, Zelah, and I was like, that would be a cool name for like a child, wouldn't it? And I was like, yeah, I quite like that. And then like later on, I was like, so what's Zella like? And he's like completely like boring, like not like nothing to write home about. I was like, oh, I was kind of hoping it'd be like this really quaint, like beautiful town, and then we could be like, I just named my first child Zella because, you know, after like a cool place in Cornwall, but I think it's off the list now.
Shame. You don't want to.
Unremarkable place.
Boring.
Yeah,
child.
no, and
Yeah.
now this is like in the ether. You can't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you can't
can't.
get back.
So that's off the baby names note on my phone.
Sorry, I really hijacked that. So you love Chaos?
Yeah, I haven't finished it. I'm only halfway through, but I'm really enjoying it.
Okay, well, I'll add that to my list. Hodge, what are you loving?
Mine is I went to see a play last week called Abigail's Party, which I don't know if you guys know. or did
I've
at
watched the
school.
film.
Oh, it's so funny. So Mike Lee is this like famous author, director, and he wrote this play called Abigail's Party. And it's 1977. So it's a long, long time ago. But it's still very relevant today. It's sort of about this girl called Beverly who hosts this drinks party for her neighbours. It's just like if this evening unfolds and you are like, what is going to happen next? And it's quite a shocking ending, but I'd really recommend it. But I went to see it with Tamsin Outhwaite in Stratford. which was a trek to
Cool.
get to, but it was so
But worth it.
good. And then the other thing was more of I'd love people's opinion on this. We're sort of doing our bedroom up at the moment, and we're thinking about whether we get a TV in our bedroom or not.
Oh, yeah.
And
Quite
we've
contentious, this,
always
isn't it?
been anti-TVs because it ruins your sex life.
Yeah.
Or,
It just ruins a lot of routine in general, I think.
Yeah.
But I'm like, how lush to lying in a new big fat bed
Yeah.
and watch TV.
Yeah.
Sunday morning with a cup of tea.
yeah.
Love
Is
that.
there research to suggest it does have a negative effect on your sex life? Or is that just a kind of, I bet it does?
Well, I bet it does, because you'd be like, should we just watch one more episode?
Yeah.
And then you're too tired and you're like, oh, should we just,
And you just fall asleep to the TV instead.
It can't be good for your soul, can it?
No, I think, look, I almost think like the bedroom is a sacred space, and I don't know whether you should like interfere with the TV there. Like, we have so much screen time elsewhere, and I think maybe that should just be, I mean, like, if I were better, I'd probably like not have my phone in my room like before bed, but I need it for my like my alarm.
I know.
So
And when people say don't have your phone in your bed, but then how do you, like, wait, I just don't trust an alarm clock.
no, I
Yeah,
don't.
same.
Even though people use them for like decades before phones came along, but like I just
Just using
They
it as
were all
an
wrong.
excuse.
yeah. What are they playing at? They must have been late the whole time. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think? Do you have one?
Callum really wants a TV
Does
in our
he?
bedroom. Yeah.
Does he?
I feel like it's always the guy that wants it more than the
Yeah.
missus in the relationship. But we've toyed with it a lot. I mean, our room is probably too small for it, to be honest. I think we'd be like this. We'd be like watching television like that, which would be so horrible. Also, Callum's screen time is horrendous, which just makes me so anti it.
There's really.
I mean, if I left him alone, he'd be awake till like 2 o'clock in the morning watching telly, and then he'd lie in bed on his phone like that until 3 a.m. going cross-eyed. So like,
yeah.
I probably would be falling asleep to the sound of football every single night. So
Yeah.
it's a no from me.
Yeah.
I know.
Does James want one?
He, I think, would like one, just because there's so many like kids everywhere. You know, we've got 2 TVs in the house.
Wait, where? So you've got one in the living room,
One
and one
in like the sitting room, and one in the basement.
Okay.
But Zach doesn't go to bed now till like 9.
Oh,
You'd have
so
your
you
own
need
space to
your
watch
own-
TV.
So like, he's
Fair.
downstairs, but
So
do
you
know
would
what
just
I mean?
sneak
Or that,
upstairs
like
and
on
watch
like a
telly.
Saturday, like he might be watching something, the girls are watching something, and I'm like, I don't want to watch any of this.
Yeah.
But
That's
and I
fair.
don't really watch TV on my iPad or laptop.
Right.
Well, maybe you just need to set strict boundaries and it'll
Yeah.
be fine.
I feel though it's not good for your sex life, or
No.
you're like chatting before bed.
Yeah, you
Unless
stop.
you put a bit of porn on before bed.
Yeah.
Then it's probably great for a sex life.
Imagine if they, especially in your room,
On the apps.
you'd think you were having a threesome. Bloody hell. They're actually in the bed.
This is a new experience. It is good for your sex life,
It
though.
is. Who
I know.
knows? I know. I'd love to. Like, maybe anyone like watching on YouTube can comment. Like, if
Yeah.
you have a TV in your room and you feel like you're still bonking, let us know.
Let us
Let us
know,
know.
yeah.
Or was it the death
Was it
of
the
your sex
death?
life?
I did
Yeah.
read that there was something like if the only activity you do with your partner is watching television, then like you don't have a real relationship. So I was like, shit.
Triggered.
Oh my God.
I feel seen.
Also judging.
Yeah.
No, sometimes you just want to get home and like not have to think of too
I
hard.
know, like Monday nights, we just do not, like, it's minimal words. I just don't want to
Yeah.
speak to anyone.
That's okay. You can, as long as you're like still making time on other days
Yeah.
to like, you know, not look at a screen and look at each other.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's fine. Like we all
Love
need some
that.
mindless like.
Not look
drivel-
at a screen and look at each other.
Oh,
Oh my God, that makes me feel so cringe. Not in a like romantic way, just like
just acknowledgement.
yeah,
of
literally
someone else in the
acknowledge each
room.
other. Yeah.
This is another topic then. How often do you think your partner actually looks at your face? Because Callum and I spent all... Callum and I went for a morning walk last week and I had just stuck on a bit of Charlotte Tilbury Flawless filter, like nothing else, in my eyebrows to go for this walk in the morning with a coffee. And we must have got like halfway through this walk and he goes, oh my God, look at me for a minute. And I was like, yeah. And he goes, you've got makeup all over your face. Like lines everywhere. Because I had obviously put it on, but forgotten to
blend
rub it. I was like, if you not looked at my face for like 30 minutes. And he was like, no, not really.
I guess on a walk though, you're walking side by side.
Yeah.
So like to give him some like credit.
Yeah.
You know, maybe
Yeah.
he just has been busy, you know, and then he's actually he's looked at you. I mean, I'd
Maybe.
take that.
They do say if you want to deliver bad news to somebody, go on a walk.
Yeah, I've heard
I
that
really
too.
Look at that face.
Yeah.
So don't worry. I don't think it's an indication. I think it's
I went
just
and
bad
ordered a
luck.
coffee like it and everything. So embarrassing.
It's a new look.
I was like, God, that's Maya. She really lets us all go over the weekend.
She looked in the mirror today.
That's so funny.
I know. Although I feel I quite like notice like, you know, haircuts and eyebrows and things like that.
Yeah.
Boys don't notice though.
No, but like I thought to myself yesterday, like, because you know sometimes I'm like frustrated that he doesn't notice like some things, like you know if I've done my eyebrows or my makeup a bit different or like my hair's been cut or whatever. But I like he came in yesterday after I've been like sat on the sofa, and he was just like, oh, the fire's gone out. You haven't put a log on it, and I was just like. I just literally didn't cross my mind. So maybe that's just like how their brains work
I
versus
do.
how mine does. Like
Yeah.
I was just like, it literally wouldn't have occurred to me to put another log on the fire. But he was just probably like, what the fuck? Like, whereas I'm like, what the fuck when he doesn't notice my face.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
I know. I think you don't really want them to notice that much. I quite
No?
like it now that James doesn't really notice what I'm doing to my face.
Really,
whatever you
you
like.
just get on
Yeah.
with it and
Yeah.
not have to like listen to their opinion. Yeah, fair enough.
What about you, Han? Anything new?
Well, mine's a complete gear change. Mine's a new product launch, actually. So a stylist, celebrity stylist, friend of mine. That sounds like such a name drop, but she's a friend of mine.
No, who is
Emma
it?
Lane, stylist. So she's quite I don't know, she's quite well known in the industry, and she's just launched a little product called Bonnie. I might be pronouncing that wrong, but it's BONIE. And essentially, she's been using something like this throughout her styling career, where you know they loan clothes, they put them on celebrities or whoever, and they need to be temporarily altered for that evening, but obviously like then unpicked at the end of the evening because they're a sample. So she's launched this little, it's almost like a little staple gun, but it kind of administers these little nylon tags, so you can like pop it through. Like if I wanted to kind of pin this like that, you could put like, this is just my blazer lapels, just for anyone listening, pop it through, and then it just like shoots a little nylon tag in, it keeps it together, and then when you're done with it, or you know you need to send it back, or you want to like do the dress differently, do whatever differently, you can just pull it apart.
That's
or like
so
snip
cool.
it.
That's
How
really
cool.
clever. Yeah.
Because there are so many things sometimes, you know, like you've got a top that's like a bit gapey and you need to like pin it to your bra or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you can just use this little gun.
That's really
so
cool.
good.
I love that.
So good.
And does
isn't
it feel like solid? Like
Yeah.
it holds?
Yeah, it feels great. And I'm like, this is genius. So for anyone that like, you know, rents clothes, for example,
Yeah.
and you need it to kind of be like nipped in a little bit at the back, or like you need to hem something temporarily. Like sometimes, you know, with like the Ayla jeans from Citizens of Humanity, and you like roll up the bottom, it doesn't stay up, but you can just like add a little tag.
Yeah.
And then before you wash them, just like rip the tag out.
And I wonder if you could do like shirt sleeves.
Yeah, you probably
yeah.
could.
You know, because it really bums me. I like those elastic bands.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes they
cuts
hurt.
off your circulation a little bit. Yeah.
Whereas if you could just reshirt.
I think it's probably like the sky's the limit to the number of things you could do with this little thing. But I just think it's so genius. And she's obviously like recognized a problem that, you know, most people have, but they don't obviously have access to like stylist bits the whole time.
Yeah.
And I just think it's really smart. So if you're in the market for something, you know, you're not a dab hand with sewing and you can't be bothered to like take it to someone to have it altered permanently, just get yourself a little Bonnie.
Where'd you get them?
I want one.
I think just on her website. So Instagram is BONIE UK, Bonnie UK. And you can buy them there. And they also look quite pretty as well. It's like a baby blue colour.
Cute.
Kind of cute. Yeah, I'll be taking that with me wherever I go now for like weddings and all sorts. Right, on to some SheerLuxe mustn't miss features. What have we loved on the site recently?
Do you know what? There's an article that went live today on site, like 25 cool suede boots for this season. And I was really contemplating getting the pair of brown suede to 10 boots. They were in basket. I was justifying it. I was like, you know, I was 95%, I'm going to do it. And then Laura Black told me about these June.
I've just got them.
Oh my God.
They're
I've got the
amazing.
brown ones I've got. Yeah, so good.
I came across them too late yesterday. They're like sold out.
No,
now.
are they sold out?
But I think they'll probably reach.
Do you know where
I
they're
have them.
not sold out? Is John Lewis.
Ooh.
Because
Oh,
June.
you can actually get a lot on John Lewis.
Yeah.
Even when Mango sells out, you can get it on John
Yeah,
Lewis.
top tip.
Top
Go to
tip.
John Lewis.
Okay. Not an ad.
But they are so good.
Yeah, they're really nice.
They're
Okay, yeah,
just
they are
like
really good.
They're amazing.
Excellent shape, aren't
Yeah.
they?
And also, if I love them and love them and love them,
Then you might get.
then I
toe-tap
might get the
ones.
toe tap ones. But I actually
Smart.
don't need to.
No.
Save
Have you
yourself some buck.
have you tried the toe-tem ones on?
No.
Because I have. I found them quite difficult to get off.
That's what Laura
Are they
Black
very narrow?
said.
Well, yeah, they're like quite socky, and I feel like it's like a two-person job.
The June ones
get
are
them
quite
off.
hard to go off. James had to take them off me.
Oh, really? I haven't actually tried them on yet. I've got them at home.
They are
waiting
quite hard
for
to
me.
take off. But I feel like with 120
it.
quid, you could
Don't really
cut,
mind.
cut them a little bit. It's fine.
We don't advise that.
But you're not going to cut the toe tam.
No,
You're going to
no.
like sleep in them.
Yeah.
Along with your earrings.
Yeah. Another challenge.
Same
Hodge's
shoes and
charity
earrings
challenges.
for the next 30 days.
You just go to bed in a pair of suede boots and some bigger gold earrings. That's it.
How the sex life.
Can you imagine?
It's quite sexy, actually.
Who needs porn?
Hot. Yeah, really hot.
So that, go and get them, John Lewis.
Quick before they sell out
Yeah.
there as well. Maya.
I'm liking a new series that we've got running on SLMan socials, which is where we interview famous chefs on anything from their favourite dishes through to like the produce they like cooking with, favourite restaurants, etc. We just did Tom Aikens last week. I just love hearing things direct from chefs. I don't
Yeah.
know why. Callum loves chef programs like Great British Bake Off. I'm not so into MasterChef, but he does watch it.
MasterChef Australia was so good.
Oh,
It's better
really?
than the UK one.
Okay. But like by osmosis, I'm now like into chefs.
Yeah.
So I just found it really insightful.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it.
Yeah, I love hearing people's like foodie background and like, I don't know, I've got this like, I like harbour a wish to become like one of those really wholesome like women who like cooks like lovely food for people, but
A lot of effort, isn't it?
it
Yeah.
is. I do love it when it like you pull it off though. People are like, this is so good. And you're like, oh, I just threw it together. But like, I've been like this.
Yeah.
Hours and hours.
I've been doing this since last night and I haven't slept. But it's just something I threw together.
I just look what I had in the fridge.
Yeah, yeah.
Bullshit.
My pantry.
I've been supermarket 3 times.
Yeah. There's like 4 burnt versions of this in the
Yeah.
bin.
What would you cook though if you had to like impress a big group of people?
Oh, Hodge, I feel like you're good at dinner parties.
Do you know what I've got is such a good signature dish? It's Bill Granger's pork belly.
Oh, yeah.
Yum.
Like people have said this is restaurant standard.
Oh, okay.
I know.
Ooh.
I'm like, and it is so easy.
Is it?
Yeah, honestly, it's so easy.
How do you do it then?
So you just get you go to the butcher and you could just get a big, say like for 8 people, like 1.2 kg pork belly, and then you get them to score it. And then you just put it in, you put loads of salt in it, put it in the fridge for 30 minutes, and then you get a big roasting tin and you fill it with, you peel the skin off an orange, put 4 cloves of garlic, and then you fill with a centimetre of water, put it on top, and you cook it for 4 hours.
That's it.
That's it.
No like fancy glaze or... Oh,
That's
wow.
it. And the crackling is
Oh
insane.
my God, I love
And then I just do
cooking.
it with like roasted new potatoes with loads of olive oil.
Nice.
Because they're quick. It's also in the same book. It's Bill Granger's Basics. Green beans with pancetta
Oh my God.
and garlic.
Gosh.
Broccolini with chili.
Delicious.
It's
Stunning.
so easy. And then I do gravy with it. But
Very nice.
Yeah.
it's so easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have one, Polly? I don't have anything. I don't entertain much.
I'm
I'm
not
afraid.
an entertainer. I order in.
I actually do. When I have
But
people
you know
over, I just
what?
order.
It's so much. We did that in the summer. We just
great.
paid for a takeaway, and it's
Yeah.
cheaper.
Yeah.
I just get, like,
It actually
Thai or
is.
sushi or
It's
something.
Much
so
cheaper.
bloody money going to Tesco and like getting everything for everyone and slaving away over it.
Yeah.
And then it's gone in seconds.
And I really like enjoyed the food. You know, sometimes you don't
The
enjoy the food
takeaway.
when you've cooked because you're a bit over it.
yeah.
But the
Yeah, like
takeaway, I was.
When you cook a roast dinner, you're just like, don't even want this anymore.
yeah.
I'm done.
And then you're
Never
looking at the kitchen and like that is a
All
shit
that
show.
washing.
Yeah,
What to
I
do.
know.
Yeah.
So stressful. Now I will say I quite like a tray bake of some kind, you
Yes.
know, like a pastry, not like filet pastry
Yes.
with something like, some veggies on top and some like cheese and bits. They look
Yeah.
like you've made a lot of effort, but actually they're quite easy
And good for sharing.
and good for sharing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then,
Pies are good. Everyone loves a pie.
Yes.
Yeah. Although I've got quite a lot of vegetarian friends, very inconvenient. So I then can't just stick like a chicken pie on. I have to think a bit more creatively.
Yeah.
But I've used a lot of recipes from Sophie Wyburd's new book, which I actually came across on the site. It's just so good. So many good like sharing big plates.
That's
Like,
nice.
Yeah, like it's a really lush like roasted carrot with tamarind on it with like a
yum.
bed of like labneh or something. It slaps.
Yum.
Yeah, anything you can. I always feel like it's really impressive if you make vegetables taste really
Yeah.
Yeah.
nice.
I always like
Yeah.
a good side. Like I'm more into the sides
Yeah.
often than a main
Same.
The main
dish.
event.
Yeah.
Yeah, so trying out my vegetable game, but I always think like basically like Natalie Chassé is like my girl crush, and I just love the way she like whips things up, and she's just like, oh, just try this, blah, 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 put these two together, and she's like uber gorgeous, and I'm just like, yeah, I'd like to be like you, make gorgeous food and look that hot. So watch
Goals.
this space.
You've got like 2 out of 3. So don't worry.
Yeah. Doing well.
On to some hot topics. So I came across an article on The Times this week, and it's titled "Gyms Beat Pubs for a Gen Z Night Out." A survey reveals that young people increasingly see getting exercise as a way to socialise and are cutting back on alcohol. I don't think that's news to many of us, the kind of cutting back on alcohol bit when it comes to that generation, but certainly like exercise as a socializing thing rather than going to the pub. I feel like our generation, maybe like none of us are Gen Z. We're kind of millennial. What are you?
I don't even know.
She's somewhere.
What the hell are you?
She's ambiguous. She doesn't like to reveal
I'm
it.
actually from like
The Tudor
Tudor.
times.
whatever that is.
The Regency era with my ruff.
For the people listening, I've got a real ruffly colour on.
Yeah,
So-
she's from back there.
Yeah.
For decades, young people have been socializing at pubs and clubs, but today's health-conscious Gen Z might be more likely to make friends at the gym, a survey suggests. I can't think of anything worse than making friends at a gym.
No.
No, me
I get in there and
neither.
out. Like,
I don't speak to people.
how
No,
no?
I don't. If anything, I'm like really awkward and I'm like a shell of a person in a gym. Like I'm not that confident gym
No.
person walking up being like, hey, mind if I use your weights? I'm like, I'll just sit here until you're done.
Yeah,
and
I
it
always
looks like you're done
feel-
and then I'll go.
Yeah. I always feel like I'm doing it wrong.
Yes.
So I don't draw any
judge
attention.
me.
Yeah, I remain inconspicuous. And if anyone comes up to me and is like, oh, can I give you some advice? I'm like,
No.
leave me alone.
Yeah, same.
Don't
That's
think
called
you understand.
mansplaining.
Yeah.
But I do see it in the surge of run clubs, to
Yeah.
be fair. And
They
there's
are a bit more sociable.
Yeah.
And like less intimidating.
And they're there to build community, right? It's kind of
Yeah.
like part of the purpose of them,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
just to run.
Yeah. So,
And I think if you're single, it's a nice way to meet
Yeah.
somebody maybe.
however, so like I completely agree. They are, I think if I was single and I were like new to a city, I'd join a run club. But I've seen like dating apps kind of capitalizing on that and like sponsoring run clubs. And I don't know how I feel about that because like, yes, if it happens organically, that's fine. But like, I think maybe those places should be a safe space to go where like you don't feel like you're there because like, oh, like a dating app has sponsored it.
To be propositioned.
Yeah, to be
Yeah.
proposition, it just feels a little bit icky to me.
Yeah.
Fair.
I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I sort of get that. I feel like who would go and pull on a running club though?
I bet so many people
I bet
do.
people do.
Yeah.
So many guys.
Because then they go
I
for
think,
have
'cause
brunch after or something. Like,
Yeah.
can I go for a coffee now? Like, I
Yeah.
bet it does.
Oh
yeah.
my god.
and like you do get chatting to people, so it is a kind of like less intense way to like get to know someone.
I talked to a girl though. I don't know if I talked to a boy.
I don't know. Like I've just very platonically, obviously, I've talked to some like boys, just in case my boyfriend's listening. Like run clubs, and
He's not listening. He's wondering why you didn't put the other lock on the fire.
yeah, he's not listening. I'll just mention it. Yeah, speaks loads of lads. I get chatted up so much. No, it's good because then you like if the chat's just sort of drying up a bit, you can just sort of like lag back or go forward a bit and talk to someone else. Whereas I guess if you're on a date and you've gone for a drink, and things are like awkward, you're like, oh god, I'm gonna have to like make my excuses now. So I don't know. Yeah, like I think organically, if it's a nice way to meet people,
Yeah, I suppose it does feel quite safe when you're with lots of other people.
Yeah, definitely.
yeah.
And also I would assume those people have similar interests or values as you. I mean, I'm not a runner or a run clubber. I'm more of a meet you in a pub kind of person. So
Yeah.
those are my people.
Yeah,
It's nice to
The
have
run clubs have
options.
run club people.
Yeah, they have different kinds of people.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I actually don't think I could speak whilst running, so
No,
it wouldn't be working for me.
no.
Yeah. I don't think I look my best.
They
while I'm
think
running
you were
either.
a really good listener.
Or boring as hell.
She did not have much chat.
Yeah.
Right, Hodge. I've got a topic on here and I'm worried about it.
I know. Me too. I feel I've got severe tummy issues from this era in my life.
Oh no.
Yeah, so do I. What like
So there was an
Skinny
article in the Style magazine, the Sunday Times yesterday. Skinny jeans are back.
Oh.
look, I think they keep threatening this. Like every year for the past like 3 years.
Well, Kate Moss has been seen wearing them.
But how's
In
she
Paris.
wearing them? Because I still wear skinny jeans, but only with a knee-high boot.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I think that's when I've gone to see friends who like live out of London and forget wellies, and they're like, put the wellies on, and I haven't got skinny jeans,
And then you
They
don't
just
like,
lunge, yeah.
they balloon over the welly, and they're
They
like,
don't look
you
good.
look great. Like there is a place for a skinny jean.
There is, yeah.
But when we were wearing skinny jeans, was it the Joni?
Yeah, top shop.
Oh my god.
Wow, they hurt so much.
But they were up to like here.
Yeah.
They were almost like a jegging though, weren't they? The Jonies. And jeggings are a hard no from me still.
like no like pocket on the bum.
yeah.
No, that's not a good look.
Point.
No. I feel like they were saying there are different ways to wear them, like
Yeah.
bunched up around the ankle. I think Balenciaga, they're like bunched up around the ankle
Yeah.
with a stiletto.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'm ready for it.
Yeah. I know what you mean about the tummy situation. Like, it's
Yeah.
nice to hide in a pair of straight leg or wide jeans.
But you like you're skinny jeans stand still.
But I will wear it with an oversized blazer
Yeah.
or something, a knee-high boot. So
Yeah.
like I'm still doing the baggy somewhere else.
Yeah.
I would never wear it with a
Yeah.
dolly shoe.
Yeah, because I quite like a legging and a boot.
Yes.
With
Yeah,
a
yeah.
big, you know.
Yeah.
So I suppose it's the same,
vibe.
but I can't imagine wearing skinny now.
Yeah, I can't, but I don't think I ever would again because they don't
Hang on,
suit
did you
me.
hear that? Right. We have
Yeah.
You had it of years. I love a trend. I literally watch me in
Anyone
3
sees
months' time.
Holly
Next
wearing skinny
podcast.
jeans, you need to
I-
make a
I
TikTok about this.
I genuinely, honestly, I'm going to put it out there now. Like, I'm going to say it. I feel this strongly about it. I don't think I'll ever wear one because it don't look very good on me. Like, they don't suit me.
I know they are hard to put off because I think your thighs just look top heavy.
Yeah. and, like,
Anyway,
that's probably my, like, area that I like to hide the most is, like, my thighs and hip area. Whereas I think a skinny just, like, highlights that for me. However, I don't think they are, like, bad. Like, that's what works for some people, what they really like. And again, I think it's all in how you style
How
them,
you
isn't
style
it?
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so too.
It's like a straight leg jean, isn't it? But
Yeah, but just a bit
slimmer.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not like
Rather than the super tight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
not a
I
jegging.
think they're like the Topshop Jamie jeans, which do still exist now on ASOS.
they?
Yeah. Because I used to love those. And I do think of like the skinny jeans, like they aren't too like,
Yeah.
they're just, they're a little bit looser around the ankle. So you get that like.
I remember like coming home from nights out and like lying on the sofa in agony with a
Yeah,
hot
and
water
you
bottle because you're like you're basically squashed all of your
It's like the modern day corset, isn't it? Nightmare.
The uni day corset.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like these have got loads of room.
Yeah,
Yeah,
much nicer.
comfort.
Well, let's make a TikTok about it. We'll do a fashion challenge next
Okay.
week.
How would you
How
style
How the
them?
team styles them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's
Watch
do
the
it.
space. Okay,
Because
great.
we did a wardrobe thing with Lucy Williams, and she said she's given all of them away.
All of her skinnies. Well, what Lucy says goes, in my opinion.
She read that article yesterday. She'd be like,
Kicking herself. God damn it.
To the charity shops I go.
Yeah.
exactly.
I'm quite triggered by like you know, certain blokes wearing very, very skinny white jeans and like loafers with no socks.
Yeah.
Just don't think that's a look.
Let's not bring that back.
Let's not bring that back.
Yeah.
Men in skinny jeans.
Men, I think, to be honest with you, like white skinny jeans for me are not
the one.
Not a vibe.
I agree with that.
Yeah, same.
Like,
you see too much. It's a lot.
Unforgiving.
Yeah.
I'll tell you.
It's a lot.
It is a lot. So keep them.
Like, there are children. Cover their eyes.
Hurt your eyes.
This is like daylight porn.
Yeah,
like, what's
porn's
happening?
had quite a lot of mentions
You are
in this.
obsessed
We're
with
going to get
porn,
shadow banned.
Hodge.
I'm actually not obsessed with porn.
Okay.
But oh God.
The lady
She
does protest too much. Right. Well, before we jump into some very juicy dilemmas, just a quick reminder to please subscribe to the SheerLuxe podcast on whatever platform you listen to us on. So Spotify, Apple, Acast, and do give us a little rating if you're enjoying us, because it really helps us to reach more people. Well, last week we asked you to send us some dilemmas, and we've got some seriously good ones. This is a whole new segment for us where we tackle some of your dilemmas and give you some advice. So without further ado, dear SheerLuxe gals, I find myself in the middle of something that I swear I couldn't even make up if I tried. One of our friends in our group, who I've known for 10 plus years, confided last year that she and her husband are part of a long-term throuple. I am the only person who knows this, and though I've tried not to be judgmental after the following incident, I've lost all respect for her and feel as though I can't remain friends. What happened was this. She'd been excited about a long-planned trip with the two men. One she is married to and lives with full-time. The other lives in another city to which she travels to once a month, and she considers her other husband. The three of them often travel together, and the other hubby visits them periodically. A week before the trip, the real husband suffered a heart attack and was in critical cardiac care awaiting a dangerous procedure. All of us were concerned for him, of course, and were still awaiting updates, texting and calling, etc. The last conversation I had with her was that she was still planning on meeting the other guy in Europe, even though her husband was facing a serious surgery on his heart. I was a bit taken aback and said, well, surely you can change the dates, etc. And she said, well, we've discussed it and I've had to cancel things because of his health before. I tried to be nonchalant, but essentially said, wow, I couldn't fathom doing that to my partner. After that conversation, my subsequent texts and calls were met with crickets. 6 days later, I'm at an event and bump into one of our mutual friends who tells me that the woman not only left to lie on a beach with the other guy, which this friend didn't know about, of course, but she left before her husband had had heart surgery. For all she knew, he could have died on the table. Add to that he came home to an empty house and no one to help him manage while he was extremely weak and vulnerable. I'm so appalled at her behaviour and really can't align myself with her lack of compassion. She's been back home for a few weeks now and neither of us have reached out. Should I confront her or just hope that the friendship fizzles out? What do I say if she does call? Because none of our friends know about the throuple, and for her vulnerable husband's sake, I can't discuss it with any of our friends. So your advice would be much appreciated. Love your show.
Seriously?
Best wishes, Bewildered in Brunswick.
God,
There's a lot to unpack
that's a
there.
lot.
I'm worried she's giving away a bit too much information
It's
here.
quite identifiable, isn't it?
I feel like it goes from, I mean, I don't know much about thruples, but I feel like it goes from a throuple relationship into a, does she just want to be with someone else territory?
Yeah. I think we should start by saying, like, no judgment for people who are in thruples. I think that's absolutely if it's a lifestyle choice that works for you, then like more power to you.
Yeah.
And I don't get the impression that like she's like judgmental of that per se. Maybe it's not for her.
It's more how
It's more
she's
just how
treated her husband.
Yeah.
Who she's
Fair.
friends with.
Yeah.
Which is fair because you want to protect both your friends in
Yeah.
relationship.
It's true. I suppose what she's asking is whether she, when
Wants-
they finally speak, what does she do?
Say, yeah.
Yeah.
It's really hard, isn't it? I don't know. Maybe did the husband say you go off and enjoy yourself? Maybe he did.
He gave permission, so therefore it's not necessarily an issue.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe they
It does
didn't.
seem quite extreme, though.
It seems very extreme.
that, a heart attack and then heart surgery.
Yeah.
and then go on holiday with someone else.
Like maybe there's more going on in that marriage.
Yeah.
Like
And
without
I
the
know.
throuple part, maybe
I feel like if no one else knows about the throuple apart from her, there must be like even more to it if that's what she knows.
Yeah. I feel you never know what goes on behind closed doors. So it's hard to like make a judgment. I think what she needs to decide is whether she wants to be friends with her.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's their relationship at the end of the day. You can't really meddle in it. It's not
No.
for you to judge.
I suppose the awkward thing is if they're in a big group of friends, which it sounds like they are, like people calling, how is she going to explain to the other people that she's now not talking to this girl?
Yeah, true.
And that's going to create questions.
More drama.
So I feel she does need to speak to her
Yeah.
and say, look, I don't, like, good for you, like, but I don't agree with your behaviour. I feel like I don't think we can be as good friends anymore because we're just morally, I just can't get on board with that. So can we just agree to disagree? And I'm not going to tell anyone your secret, apart from SheerLuxe. I'm not going to tell anyone your secret. So can we just be civil in front of everyone else?
That's sensible.
I think maybe that.
Yeah.
I have just moved to a beautiful new area in a coastal town, but literally do not know anyone. How would the team suggest I get to know people and make new friends? All my friends live in London and elsewhere. I have a spare room, so I will be having people to stay a lot, but I also want to get to know people locally. I'm in my mid to late 20s, so it's a new experience making friends as an adult. What would you suggest?
Well, one of your really good friends has just done that. How did she make friends?
Jess Sky, some of you might follow her on Instagram. She's just relocated. Well, actually, it was about a year ago now. She relocated to Cornwall from Suffolk. And I think it's incredibly brave, but also like an amazing thing to do because I think now she's really like, she's so happy and has really got into a groove and found her like network of people. And I think it was a bit, a bit of a period of adjustment, but I think she really just like put herself out there. And she said that, I don't know whether it's like moving a bit further out of London, people are generally speaking a little bit more like open to making new friends and meeting people generally and a bit friendlier as a generalization. But I think she just sort of was open to speaking to people. Like she met one of her best friends down there in a cafe. So I think, going to those places, maybe working from there would be good if you can, if you work for yourself or from home or whatever. Having chats with people, suggesting going for a coffee and just saying yes to opportunities. Like every time I've been down to see her or like been down to Cornwall and suggested meeting up, she's like, yep, I'll come. So I think, rather than like letting your fear of like, I don't know, being weird or like too over the top, just be like, I'm going to ask someone if they want to go for a coffee or like go to a run club or or something like that.
We moved to Singapore years ago for 8 years and I knew a few people, but everyone, the people we knew out there had children and we didn't have children at the time. So I was like, oh my God, I need to meet some new people. And I think like looking like open and friendly and smiley is like, and you have to approach people.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And like, it was like dating. I'd have to say, oh, do you fancy, I do a Pilates class and then like make eye contact with a girl and then be like, do you fancy a coffee? And the worst thing is they can say is no. That's it. You just, and then, and I left with 8 godchildren and like millions of best friends from that period in my life. And I think the other thing is, as you say, you can't ever say no.
Yeah.
Never say no.
Yeah.
You've got to do everything.
I'm from a small town and I like, in a small town, everyone knows everyone. So if you go into the shop and say, hey, I've just moved here to the person working behind the counter or the cafe or whatever, my name's blah, blah, and I live on the house up the hill, like word soon gets out and people will say hello back to you.
Oh, that's
and then,
so nice.
And I think that's like it will spread.
Yeah.
So say hello to everyone behind a counter and introduce yourself.
Yeah. And also look at it, like don't be scared by it. Look at it as such an opportunity to create a whole new world for yourself.
Yeah, it's really exciting.
Yeah.
Like it's really exciting and she can be whoever she wants to be.
And like think about it from the receiving end. If someone was new to an area and they came up to you and they were nice and friendly and said, hey, do you fancy going for a coffee? Like you'd probably be like, yeah, great. That's really nice and very brave of them to ask.
Yeah.
And like there's no commitment there, is there? Like if you find you don't really get on that well, you just
don't meet up again.
And you find other people through other people.
Yeah, you do. Well, good luck with it if you're listening. We've just got a few shorter questions now that I'm going to ask you gals. How to deal with a breakup when both of you still work at the same workplace.
Oh, that's tough.
God.
I mean, I have no first-hand advice here. I have worked in a female-only workplace for 10 years. I don't have any advice. Do you? Probably?
Leave.
Yeah, quit your job today.
Quit.
I think you just have to be really brave and have a conversation and say, look, this is really awkward.
Yeah.
Can we like just be professional? I think you just have to have the conversation.
Yeah. And if it really, really does bother you, like consider like, I don't know.
Changing
anything
lanes.
else.
Yeah.
God, that's full on.
Yeah, it is. I don't envy you. Hodge. Outfit ideas for a hen do in Cardiff.
Christ.
Oh my God. I think just be super glammy.
Yeah, it's quite a glam
It's
city,
quite
isn't it,
glammy, like
Cardiff?
definitely heels and a dress
Yeah.
or like a banger pair of jeans, you know, a nice top and some
Yeah.
high heels. And just be extra.
Yes.
The Welsh
Especially
love
if you're
like
in
an
a hen do.
outfit.
Yeah.
Like we used to plan, we spent hours planning what we were going to wear on Saturday night.
Yeah.
I mean, it was huge.
Cardiff is such a fun night out.
Yeah, it's
like-
really fun.
Yeah, I went back recently and it's not changed much since I was there at uni. And
Oh my God.
like I just used to have, I remember queuing in like 2 degrees in a bodycon dress, no coat, just like heaven forbid paying for like the
Yeah, for
cloakroom and a pair of like block heels that like made my toes go numb like by the next day. I just don't know how I did it.
I know.
That was
Yeah,
time
there's not
ago
many
now.
coats in Cardiff.
Not many
No.
I'm going to
coats.
say.
Don't bother.
Yeah.
Don't take up room in your suitcase with that. Wedding guest outfit for a November wedding, please.
I have no winter weddings this year, actually.
I love a winter wedding.
I do think it's an opportunity to be a bit more like sparkly and fun. Obviously, don't upstage the bride, but you can go a bit more glitzy. You can add like a bit of fluff or faux fur if you want to.
Yeah,
You can also go for like a velvet suit, maybe something a
Yeah.
bit different like that.
Agree.
love that.
You can just be a bit more playful with it. I think party season, but floor length.
Yeah.
I always think.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Actually, I was shopping on Friday and I popped into Self Portrait and they have got such good wedding stuff.
Yeah.
Like little, like dresses, but there's a jacket on top that forms the dress.
That's cool.
That's cool.
And it like, but really like sexy V, but a bit glitzy, like shoulder pads, like a
Nice.
fish towel. And actually, I said to my girlfriend, if I had a wedding, I'd be in here.
There you go.
Yeah.
There's your exact outfit.
Yeah,
Found.
that is your
Yeah.
outfit, Self Portrait.
Okay, try that.
Yeah.
And also making like the coat part of the outfit.
Yes.
Like-
that can be tricky.
It can. Like a faux fur coat, I think, is a good option.
So
isn't
glam.
it?
Yeah,
It's very glam.
love that.
And you do need a coat sometimes for, well,
I think, yeah.
for a
You do.
November wedding.
Yeah.
It's fine and you can wear a coat to a wedding.
Yeah.
100%.
It's different to clubbing in Cardiff.
We
hope.
Very confusing messaging here. Coat's bad. Coat's good.
In the right place.
Well, that was so fun. We've been chatting for ages, so I'm going to wrap it up there. Thank you, ladies, for joining me. Loved the juicy dilemmas. So if you have one for us, send it to podcast@SheerLuxe.com. We'd love to tackle them. A reminder again, if you enjoy this podcast, please do rate, subscribe, tell your friends about us. We really want to reach as many people as possible. And we love making this podcast. So we want to keep making it bigger and better. And we'll see you next time. Bye.